fellow procrastinators! This week, Microsoft spent all of its pocket money buying Bethesda. Well, technically they bought Bethesda Softworks and Bethesda Game Studios, and ID Software, and ZeniMax Online Studios, and Arcane, Machine Games, Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dog, Roadhouse Studios. Fuck, $7.5 billion was the price tag, and that's a lot of money. $7.5 billion of anything is a lot of anything. 7.5 billion individual dollar bills stacked up on top of each other would reach 509 miles into the fucking sky. Mount Everest is only 5.5 fucking miles high. The fucking space fucking station is only 254 miles high. With that many dollar bills, you could just about build an arch out of nothing but dollar bills for the space station to fly under. Presuming, of course, it wasn't a particularly windy day. Was this the biggest video game acquisition of all time? No. Of course not. This is the games industry. That particular award goes to the folks over at Money Farm Tencent, who bought 84% of a Finnish company called Supercell back in 2016 for $8.6 billion. And yeah, I didn't know who Supercell were either. According to Wiki, they made Heyday, Boom Beach, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, and the only one on this list I've actually fucking heard of, Clash of Clans. Bit depressing that mobile games are worth more than actual games, but hey-ho, idiots got a microtransaction. But now, what does this mean for Microsoft and Bethesda? Well, Microsoft now own both Obsidian and the Fallout license, so well, it's obvious, isn't it? Fallout New Vegas. They've got to do Fallout New Vegas. Anyway, Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 2 have launched on good old games out of fucking nowhere, bringing tactical espionage action to the PC. Okay, so they did actually release back in the day on PC, but they were crap ports that nobody liked. However, these good old game versions are those crap ports that nobody liked. I mean, sure, they now work on modern operating systems, but well, they still don't even fully support controllers. Is this from the Metal Gear Solid 2 page? Most of the popular PC controllers are supported, with the exception of PlayStation 4. However, trigger buttons are not possible to bind for Xbox 360 and Xbox One controllers. To that I say, not so, good old games! In the description of this very video, I have linked to 2 fan patches, one for each game, that had proper controller support and a whole bunch of modern cons. What's a mod con? Conveniences. Now I know. I tested the Metal Gear Solid 2 one and got the game working at 1080p with slightly boosted graphics and a fully working Xbox One controller, triggers and all. And as this is the substance version of Metal Gear Solid 2, the expanded version, that means that I can now lose many hours once again to the 350 VR missions, not actually VR, they're just called that include photographing ghosts, disposing of bombs, and hiding from a big scary monster called the Gurlagon. Genuinely true. There is a reason that I called this the... Hang on, just checking the new paperback version of Fuck Yeah Video Games available now. I called this the 20th best game of all time. And speaking of the top 100 games of all time, The World Ends With You is coming to TV! That's right, everyone's favourite game about multi-dimensional demons and the current fashion trends in the heart of Tokyo is getting an anime starting next year. And from what I've seen so far, it does seem a little less stylised than the DS original, but admittedly I didn't actually notice that until I compared the two side by side. And in the clip we've seen, they've just nailed the colours and the vibe of the Shibuya crossing, so maybe, just maybe, this is an anime that I'll actually watch. That doesn't involve very muscular men punching monsters. This is just a skinny fucker setting them on fire. Also this week, my good friend and fellow Doctor Who podcaster, which is always a good introduction for an impartial take on the news, Mike Bithell has revealed his next game. What if Solitaire wasn't something you played instead of just going mad at your desk? What if it was a world of spies, espionage, and Greg Miller? Well, think no more, as the Solitaire conspiracy is set to answer all of those questions when it releases in a few weeks. Also, Mike, Doctor Who at Christmas? Call me. Well, don't call Messi. I mean, seriously, who fucking calls? Anyway, if we're chatting mates, Barry from My Virgin Kitchen, or Bartians, or that one time he came to my house, has just launched a Kickstarter for starting his own pizzeria. And, of course, Barry being Barry, he launched it accidentally. The story is great. At the very least, go and check that out. Video in the description. Accidentally launching a Kickstarter. That's Pig Barry. That's Pig Barry. Freebies! This week, Epic have glued the £0 sticker to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, the one with HD resolution options, and Chip's Challenge has gone free on Steam to celebrate the 30th year anniversary of that wonderful, vicious puzzle game. Anyway, enough news! This week, I'll be live streaming some No Man's Sky and exploring its brand new update and all the fucking good shit that's brought at noon UK time on Sunday. And yes, there will be giant sandworms. Tuesday and Thursday at 7 PM, that's our MasterChef watch parties, and if you miss those, I guarantee you'll regret it on your deathbed. Oh, and that book I'm writing, The Paradox, has a brand new excerpt ready for you to read over on Unbound. Exciting! Oh, my breath. Right, that's all from me. I'm off to put in an offer to buy Sonic Team for about 85p. Bye! 58p, but I said 85p. Maybe in my heart of hearts, I genuinely think that Sonic Team is worth more than 58p. Not much more, but maybe a little.